Hello and welcome to the Round 7 review for Supercoach 2022. It's George from Fantasy Take TV and we'll discuss how we went this week. So we scored 2,459. I think it's okay. Definitely some big ones out there this week with Gawn and Parker and whatnot, and Tom Stewart as well. We had none of them, but all things considering, I think that's okay. And yeah, ranked 26k. So we did go up in the ranks. We take that, definitely take that, but Mountain, got to climb Mount Everest still, so maybe we'll see how we go. But yeah, I hope we can finish top 1k or something because there's so much time left. But it's tough competition this year, so maybe I'm delusional thinking I can get there from this position, but you never know. So we'll see how we go. So I was just thinking, somebody sent in a Discord one of my videos from 2018, and I ended up watching myself from 2018. And I feel like I was much different as a person back then. Probably I was a bit more calm and less stress over the game, and I was more just a bit more mellow. Just oh, this guy did bad. It's whatever. It'll be right next week. But now it's played as bad, and oh, is he injured? Is he too much panicking? So even Petrarca, I was a bit worried about Petrarca's knee, but he played well, I guess. So he must be fine. Coach said he was fine, but just stress over little things. Don't overthink things. And this is my sports tech team, so I'm ranked 162 in this. So trying to salvage some sort of a reputation for this year. So if you look at this team, it's pretty good. Got in Parker last week, which was great. I actually didn't have Gawn, so I actually got him in this week. But yeah, I don't overthink things in this format. It's just I pick the players that I think are really good, pick start players, and this is where we've landed. So I had a good starting team. I think I was floating around 500th for most of the year. Now, yeah, having another good week. So yeah, got to captain Gawn in this format. So it just goes to show it's, I do my trades in this format on Sunday nights or Mondays. I've already done mine for this week. And then I don't touch it. And then maybe if there's a late out or something during the week, then I'll touch it up. But otherwise, I don't touch the team. I put zero effort, not zero, but I put a lot less effort. Whereas this, I'm at work thinking about my trades. This ridiculous stuff. So, yeah, overthought too many things this year. And, yeah, maybe you just need to keep it a bit more simple. Just pick trades where, you bring in players that you don't have to worry about. Trade out players that are, close to their max, or they can't hurt you too bad if you trade them out. Stuff like that. So, yeah, maybe... yeah, try to do that for the rest of the year, hopefully, but we'll see how we go. So yeah, we got 300k in the bank, so I guess we wanted to cash in Horn Francis as well, but we had to trade Grundy, so I had a bit going on, but yeah, basically had 500k unused if we could have held Grundy, I guess, but is what it is. Yeah, we'll probably get Gawn. We'll see. We have a few options for our trades. So looking at our defense, so Crisp was solid, a bit better in fantasy than Supercoach, but that's all right. Sicily was fantastic again. Ball uses a little bit off this year, but still scoring well. So getting him for 500 was a huge win. If you started him for 440, you're laughing, which was I think 35% of the comp. So well done if you did that. I wish I did. I got a bit scared off the key position that he was playing in the second preseason game, and yeah, that's all right. Move on, but yeah, happy that we have Sicily. He's really good to watch. Jaden Short played midfield and looked unreal in the midfield. I guess West Coast their midfield does not spread well, so basically Short would win the inside ball, and then he could also just spread from the contest, and no one would be within 5 meters of him, and then he'd just hit lasers inside 50. So it was a really fun game to watch from Short. So I don't know how he goes against good teams in the midfield, but I like what I saw. So we saw Laird go in the midfield, accumulators down back, do really well. So see how he goes. He demands a footy a lot, so I think he'll try and win the footy a lot in the midfield. So it should be a high accumulator. Dacos struggled a bit. I feel like he crawled to this score. Did some good things here and there, but not... Been a bit down the past few weeks, but apparently he's been playing sore or something with a foot, something like that. But probably still hold for now. I think you can get rid of him if you want, but I'd like to hold through the buys. He's still better than a lot of our rookies. We'll get to Hobbs in a second. That was, yeah, bit of a bad trade there the other day. And yeah, O'Driscoll, turns it over a little bit, so it's a little bit annoying, but he's a good rook, plays North this week, so hopefully he does well. And De Koning was really good. We needed him on field. I think a lot of people were depending on him, so that's great. So yeah, we'll get George Stewart back on the field. I think Paddy McCartan, hopefully he's back. Fingers crossed his concussion is all good. And yeah, so defense need to fix up. D5 and 6 need to be patched up pretty soon. I think we'll end up holding one of these two through to the buys. Probably be Dacos, just depends if I need money or not. Dacos should outscore Driscoll, but see how we go. And then the midfield, so Jack McRae, we paid 700 for McRae, and his CBAs the last 3 weeks have been like 50 something, and like 60. So CBAs have dropped and his scoring has dropped. So this is not good. And yeah, break even's like 200. So obviously you can't do anything about it, but that's not great. What's his last 3 average? Let's say last 3, 110. So I think the CBAs will come back up at some point, but I guess when everyone's fully fit, like everyone has to make way for everyone a little bit. Like even Dunkley scored well, 139, but he had like 20% CBAs, but I guess he just finds it a bit better without the CBAs, so that's okay. I didn't get to captain Neil. I just figured, given he was last game and Sydney are such tough opposition, I figured just don't worry about Neil captain. We've got plenty of options beforehand. So yeah, well done if you captained him. We went with Clayton Oliver, a new recruit. I just figured Hawthorn. I think Hawthorn put a bit of time into him, so maybe should have thought about that. You know, Sam Mitchell would have watched him last week. Sam Mitchell would know, like, he wouldn't let Oliver off the chain too bad. So that's okay. Well, we took the 119. I remember I used to say this back in my old vids with captain scores, and it's from Kevin O'Leary, a quote. He's from Shark Tank, like billionaire or something. And he used to say, don't be greedy because pigs are greedy and pigs get slaughtered. So I would have gone with Captain McRae if I didn't go with Oliver, which is probably like the worst option we could have picked out of our entire midfield, but that was the plan anyway. And yeah, we took the 119, so we got 30 points on that. I guess, again, we lost points for not having Gawn captain or whatever, but yeah, we would have been bad if we captained McRae. Every point counts. So yeah, we took the 119, and sometimes you win some, you lose some. Took was back again. First quarter, it's like watching him, it's just another clanger fest from him. And then after that, he started working really, really hard. I mean, he always works hard, but it just looked a little bit better. Looked like the old Took today. So that was really nice to see him back. And Petrarca, I didn't get to see this game. I did hear that. Oh, I think I saw the first quarter maybe. I went out to Chinatown restaurant. Nice food there. So didn't get to see most of the game, but yeah, good to see Petrarca up and about. 1:30, I guess he had a good game. Paddy Cripps, probably should be captaining him now, or vice captaining him. Plays the Crows last. Just saw, who did the Crows play? GWS, they feasted on us, so I guess you can captain Cripps next week. We'll see. And Brody slowed down a bit. His fantasy scoring is really slowed, but he's because of his contested bowl with Supercoach is not too bad, but plays North this week, so hopefully he bounces back. And then Nick Martin, like, I look at my forward line and I have like Lipinski, Brody, Nick Martin, like even Butters underperforming. Cogs' role is horrific at the moment. 3 CBAs this week. Like, is Nick Martin in the same tier as these guys for scoring? He's averaging the same as Butters. So, like, am I trading Nick Martin out or am I trading a forward out? I don't even know. So, yeah, it seems a little weird that that we're in this position, but it's something to think about. I guess a few more weeks to make up our mind. I did not envision Nick Martin as a keeper at all, but when you think about it, his role is better than Cogs, and Cogs is still scoring okay, but I think there's going to be bad ones because of his role, and then Butters can do better than this for sure. So maybe, is he like better than Brody and Lipinski? Like, does Brody slow down? Brody has soft tissue history, and then like Lipinski's role isn't like super great. So yeah, it's one to think about. And then the bench, so Horn Franco, 58. Lost a bit of money. I think his break-even's 58, so that's alright. So we can trade or hold him. Connor McDonald's ticking along. I think he'll get a rest soon. And then the Ben Hobbs trade. This one really stung. You don't see it because you don't see the damage on field. But when we're doing upgrades later, we could have gone, like, there's so many good rookies coming, like Greg Clark, Jack Carroll, maybe McComb, not sure. Maybe speak about McComb on the podcast. And then I think there's like Hamilton, there's 2 Rucks, like Begg and Stranatica. So there's like heaps of rookies that, like, just one more, I think. Like, there's just a few small forwards as well, like Curtis from North. There's like decent rookies left, right, and center, and then we picked this and we paid up for it. So yeah, it's just a really bad pick because of his role. He's basically in the Connor McDonald role. He tries hard, but yeah, the role sucks, and he's missed a lot of footy. And I haven't been super impressed when he got midfield rotations in the preseason, but he was kind of like up and down. So maybe he can put in a good score, but this is really frustrating because we need to open slots for like Carroll and other guys. And Greg Clark. So yeah, a bit annoying. Just yeah, the whole Roses laid out. We should have just picked Roses and just assumed that his calf was like really, really minor instead of switching to Hobbs, but is what it is. Then the ruck line is a little bit unstable. So Bruce was good, but he went off with a calf issue. The last 5 minutes, it didn't come back on. So he wasn't in the injury report, so I assume he's fine. I think it was calf, something like that. And Sam Hayes made the field this week. And the good old days of having your rookie ruck be outscored by 120 points by Gawn. So I remember that happened when I think Pitney scored like 30 something, and then Gawn scored nearly 200 the week I was planning to trade Pitney to Gawn, and then I was out of reach from him. So I didn't get to see the game of Gawn, I didn't see Hayes' game, but I just looked at the scores. I was like, we've been here before. This is like ducks off a water's back, a water off a duck's back rather. So I got that completely wrong, but yeah, we'll move on. Forward line was Dunkley, Heaney. We love Dunkley. Easy F1 for the year. Maybe English can challenge him. And Heaney was good. A few junk time goals. Got burnt by a player. Should have had an open goal, but got one back late in the game. But yeah, we love Isaac. He's definitely top 6, but role's not going to be perfect all the time with Heaney. So at least his floor has raised a bit. It's just like the big games will come every now and then. I didn't see Butters Saturday night, but apparently he played okay. Stephen Cornelio's role was bad, but he played good against the Crows. Pat Lip, I mean, we take 97. I think he was more forward in the second half. I think Degoe was more in the mid the second half. So, I mean, we take 97, but I think we just hold to the end of the bye, and hopefully he maintains price and then assess from there. I know the average is 93, which is higher than Butters, but I mean, Butters has had excuses, and I don't know, Lip, like, he had 30 touches, like probably his second best game for the year, and only 97, so I think he struggles winning contested ball at stoppage a little bit. He was a bit better at stoppage today, but you watch other, like, I was watching Luke Parker today, and he's just throwing his body at the stoppage, and Heaney as well went out the contest, whereas you don't really see that from Lip. He kind of hangs off a little bit, so it's harder to get points like that, and he gets less CBAs as well. So yeah, so we had a choice: Phil Durden, Roses, or Dixon. We chose Durden. We chose correct, which is great, but yeah, not much difference there. So yeah, the team went alright this week. I still think like a lot of people would not have had to field like a crap D6, F6. Some people would have obviously if you had Max Gawn, you had Tom Stewart, like can't compete with that. So what do we do from here? I think the simple thing, I wonder if we could go Stranatica, the West Coast fill-in ruck, he got well beaten, but he competes okay in his tap work. And his follow-up work was pretty good as well. Who did he play? Richmond. I think he plays Gawn in 2 weeks, so oh god, I hope I have Gawn by then. I think the plan originally was like keep it simple, so like 2 trades that cannot possibly go wrong unless something happens to Greg Clark early. So we can go early on Greg Clark and then go Carroll next week, but there are we might boost next week if there's like a rookie's good enough to boost for. So we can go do I really want to pay this for Gawn? I mean, we have to pay for him at some point. So I think Hayes, we can set the emergency on Hayes. He plays first up and he plays against probably Steph Martin, maybe if English is back, and they give up points, they give up hitouts to advantage. So see how we go. And then let's do Martin in the mids, in the forward line. Oops, go like that. Actually, no, let's do Brody in the forward line. So 19 trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then one of Lipinski or Brody probably. It just depends. Probably Lipinski, but we'll see. Just because obviously now, I mean, maybe, I think Bont moved into the midfield a bit more today. So I'll see if he gets forward status. Even Baz, I think, will be close. So it'll be interesting to see who gets forward status. I think, yeah, the forwards in the back end of the year, I think will be pretty strong. But if we just had like Parker over Lipinski, I think that would be a solid enough 6. Obviously, it could be better, but I don't think we're not in position. Like, we're already in the teens for trades. That's not good. That's very bad, very scary. But yeah, and then we can field Gregory Clark. And then next week we can probably go Juan Francis to Jack Carroll. And then ideally we go O'Driscoll to like Isaac Cumming or something. So there's 2 defenders I want that are cheaper. So one is, I like Bailey Dale. I think he's raised his floor this year. And I like Isaac Cumming because Whitfield has moved forward. And that should mean, I think Cumming took 4 out of 6 kick-ins. So I assume Isaac Cumming's going to consume more of Whitfield's kick-ins than what others would. So I'm hoping that means Cumming is going to score well. So we could go for one of those 2. Probably the obvious 2 to go for, along with Sinclair, is Doherty and Tom Stewart. I don't think we're getting Tom Stewart. We cannot afford what he is. He is scored 2,000 points this week, and he's break-even 69, and he's 600k. I think he's gone. Like, well done if you have Tom Stewart. Yeah, pretty safe starting pick, I guess, but a few doubts over his preseason, but yeah, wasn't too much to worry about. So I think this is how we'll line up. I really want Luke Parker, but we have 6 forwards right now, and we'll probably end up flipping one of Brody or Lipinski. So even though we might have to pay more for Parker later, when we trade probably Lipinski, like if we go through the buys, we'll get, like if we trade Lipinski to Parker on the buy round, like we get an extra game from Lipinski basically. So, you know, it's, I don't know, round 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 6 games. So it's like we get 6 games from Lipinski instead of 5 games from Parker basically. So doing that trade over time, I think it's probably better we hold off on that. But again, like Parker's 5'10", I want to say, K, and that's so cheap for him. Like we said on the podcast, we said in all our videos this week, like just get Luke Parker 470, but some people had like Grundy and stuff to deal with, so I couldn't really do it. Like I really wanted Clayton Oliver. I mean, he, like both of them could have gone up a lot. It's just, you know, Parker went 150, so hindsight could have gone Luke Parker instead of Oliver, but I guess you never know. You expect Oliver to outscore him, so you always want to bank points. So that's what the team looks like. Yeah, so these 2 slots, one of Dale or maybe Dale and Cumming. I'm not sure about I like Doherty. It's just the durability. So I think his scoring is good, but yeah, ACLs, cancer, calf issues, which was a fair way back. But other than that, durability, like he can play. He knows how to play 22 games. And when he did his calf issues, he was coming off 2 ACL, so he barely had a preseason. So maybe he'll be okay. And he's a decent. I think he's 260, so that's all right. So 2 mids. I really hope we can afford Steele this year, because that would be a tough watch not owning Steele. And then whoever is cheap, like whoever is 550 in the buy rounds, we'll take that. Like I like Keys. I think Keys got a bit of attention, or I think Ash probably went a bit more to Lair than Keys from memory. I can't really remember, but I think yeah, one of them got attention. I like Ben Keys. I like Andrew Brayshaw. I like Sam Walsh. I like a lot of players. So whoever is there that we can afford, I think we'll go for. As long as we have Steele, that should be a solid 7. I think Petrarch is probably a tier below these guys, and hopefully McRae's mid-time goes up a bit. But yeah, and then like Rucks, I guess we keep Priest till he blows up, and then sideways to it's probably Jared Witz, but like yeah, we probably can't afford that. Witz is gonna hit 600k, which is pretty crazy. So I think yeah, enough rambling from me. Thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.